Save it real quick. Save it. Hold on. I don't want you to lose any of that. We're about to go live. I gotta get all that. Yo, I am hyphen X man. Welcome back to the Great Conversation Podcast. This is part two. We had a little technical difficulty. But we're back now. Part two of our conversation with Dana here, talking about being adopted. We're gonna pick up now. We're just gonna dive into it. Now, like I said in the previous recording, that you seem like you have a pretty good head on your shoulders. Like you already know that you're black. You already know that you're beautiful. You're already looking that type of information up on your own without being, sequestered to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Did your adoptive family help you in any way, shape, form, or fashion to actually help you embrace your blackness?
Not that I remember. No. Like, I can't even, I hate talk. I don't even want to put them on, like, blast who said they weren't great parents based on, like, how they, like, raised me or whatever. But, like, when it comes to me being a black woman, they didn't aid or help me in that sense. I don't know if they didn't know how to, because there was no conversation. There was no, like, there's no help. And that was part of their job. If you were going to adopt a black person, your job is not to take away their identity necessarily. It's like to help them know, yes, you are not originally from here. You're not originally ours. But we love you and we want you to have a better life. And to be like, at the right age, whenever the things are appropriate for them to start helping me figure out who I am, because it was not a white girl. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be a white daughter to them. I'm not going to, I can't be. It doesn't make sense. And I'm never going to be. But like, they didn't help me in that. And so these from 18 to now was the most like, I think was like probably the hardest part of my life, because I wasn't living at home. I moved to Rockford. It was like not identity crisis, but it was literally reinventing myself every year, figuring out new things about myself, finding new people, like more black people in my circle, because literally from it was white people all around, almost in every little thing, from track to soccer to church to at home. It was literally white. And so my parents, no, I'm not going to give them credit for that, because they didn't help me in that part of my life.
Now, I like the way you said, like, I can't be a little white girl. Did you feel as if they were trying to put that on you?
Maybe not intentionally, but like then you can't, what do I say? How do I say this? If you're actually, you can't intentionally, but they weren't like intentionally trying to make me into a black woman at the same time.
Right.
Not like.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand. So no, they wouldn't push blackness on you. I get that part, because they're not black, so they can't really push blackness on you.
Yes.
But you're not saying that they were trying to take your blackness away, are you?
Not necessarily take it away, but they weren't trying to help me find more of it. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're not gonna sit there and deny my blackness necessarily, but like I needed more from them in that aspect of my life, because when I'm surrounded by white and I know I'm not, I need help as a 14 teenager, just when you're like, it's difficult. And so like at that age, I needed that the most. And there was like this incident, and I hope they don't see it, but like I kind of want, like, no one really knows my parents, so it's not like I hope I don't get a text later because whatever. There's just like incident. Like I was at the kitchen table and I was like on like dining room table and I was on the computer or something and I typed in beautiful black women and that was an issue to them. I got used that for that. Or
Wait, you got in trouble for that?
Yeah, it wasn't something like it was more like it was not like encouraging me to go and search more. It was more like what are you doing? Kind of thing.
Like what kind of punishment does one get looking up themselves? Like what?
I don't know. I don't even remember the punishment. I just remember like that stuck to me from that like that moment hurt so bad because I'm just like, what's wrong? What's wrong with looking up something like this? You know what I mean? Like there was nothing wrong, and I felt like that was so wrong, and they made it so wrong. And from that moment, I think they did that to themselves, where they made themselves not like a safe place for me to go to when it came to personal things that has to do with being a Black woman and just like personal things in general.
Well, yeah, because you'll be afraid to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, I think I answered my own question. It does sound like they try to discourage you. They wanted you to focus on just being their daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because, you do find this out a lot. Like, white people really believe in a lot of diversity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But diversity to them means different nationalities acting like them. That's diversity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's so no, they're not gonna, hey, no, you're not Black. It's not that we're saying that you're not Black. We're saying that better than being Black, you're our child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We came in, we
don't see color type thing.
I never understand that. I just never understand that. Yeah. Everyone sees color. Like if you have the ability to see in color,
just imagine living with people who you have to kind of walk on eggshells with when it came to being Black and proud. Like I don't know. I really don't know. It was not intentional, I don't think. But damn, like that is like the most awkward thing because it was never race unless it was like a negative thing about it, I guess. It was weird. And when we go to like it was so weird. I hate this because like I love my parents. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
But it's just so weird because like even going to like Walmart and seeing like when I got older to like notice boys and men, like I always had to marry and date a Black man and like have Black ass kids, right? And for some reason that was so weird because like saying that out loud to them was like they're like, oh, okay, like whatever. And then my first boyfriend was a white ass kid, like a white kid, and like that was like they loved him, and they loved him. It was like and my mom was like confused. She's like, oh, I thought you were gonna marry and date a Black man, but she's like, and it was like this white kid, and then now my husband, he's beautiful Black man. I'm just like, I made it, I did it. And then, we went to my parents' house like a couple times, and like, yes, they like him, obviously, and they treat him perfectly. But it's just like back then, it was just like a weird thing to find. Just not even being able to talk about boys really, but just like Black men was just so. It was like I don't know.
It's like okay, so this is something that people don't really talk about. Like okay, so. You got the quote unquote good white people, right?
Yeah.
You got the good white people, the ones that, they adopt children, they do work the missionaries, they, what I'm saying? They do all of these things, right?
Yeah.
But even they are a victim of white supremacy because even they are sitting there and saying to you, wanting you to put your blackness second nature. You know what I'm saying? So when you said like, "Hey, I'm going to one day marry me a beautiful black man," what? I mean, that's fine and all. You know what I'm saying? But but man, we're not doing our job right. She's in here looking up beautiful black women want to marry a black man. Like, what is going on here? And then that was some type of validation when you brought home that white boy, and they're probably so proud. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought you said you're gonna marry you a black one. Okay. All right. We like Timmy here. He's a good guy. Timmy, want to help set the table? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Because even they have been victims of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? If you will, a casualty, if you must, because they privileged from being white. You know what I'm saying? And I think adopting other nationalities is a privilege of being white. Like, I'm not saying it does not happen, because in my research for today's show, I was looking up things, and it does happen where black family will go adopt white kids and whatnot. But I don't find that as shocking, because black people, as nature, we're nurturers. You know what I'm saying? It's our natural it's natural for us to be nurturers. That's what I'm trying to say. And we easily accept everyone. You know what I'm saying? So I am a little weary every time I see a white male with a black daughter as a child. I'm always a little weary of that. I don't know if I've been conditioned, or I watch too much Lifetime or anything like that. Or SVU, or you know what I'm saying? But I get a little, you know what I'm saying? I get a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because there is some type of brainwashing going on. It's kind of like what you said. And like I'm saying, I'm not saying it's intentional. I'm willing to give it up to the subconscious and environment, because they're taking you out of blackness and bringing you into whiteness. You know what I'm saying? So they're going from their world to their world, and they're just they're putting you in all types of sports, and they want to make sure you have the best education. You know what I'm saying? But and all that, you're searching for the best you. You're looking for self this whole time. You know what I'm saying? You're running away. You're looking yourself up. You're trying to understand who you are. Now, you said between 18 and now has really been the toughest. Would you say that this has been the toughest time in your relationship with your parents? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, it's been hard. Even like if my mom was here right now, if my parents were here right now, they would say, yeah, it's been really hard trying to navigate just being parents and then being parents of Black kids. But like this 8th I moved out, came to Rockford, that has been so hard because I'm not there anymore, but I felt like I was still underneath that, like, the thumb, kind of. I didn't really grow up until about 2020, when I was like, I need to like, it's me. I have to like do it, because I didn't really grow up until like when like the whole George Floyd happened. About before that, even George Floyd, and then I didn't speak to my parents for a whole year with this whole protesting thing happened, and for a whole year, and I know I couldn't, because it was so uncomfortable with. It was like damn near Black against white, and I was like, I'm a Black woman, but I have white family, and so like I didn't speak to them. I didn't know where their whole take was on all of it. I didn't know, not side, but like, yeah, if we're going to be on my side, like my corner, like, you know, things like that. So like I didn't grow up until like this last like a year ago, and it was so hard because I'm like, I'm away from like people who I've known forever, who like gave me, who trying to make me the person I was, I guess. And then even like coming 18 years old, coming to a church and going to this program called Focus One, I was surrounded still by just white people all the time still, even though the church was more diverse. When on Sundays and Monday through Saturday, I was with white people still. And I was like one of the only Black people around. And so like nothing really changed. So it was still like an identity thing from 18 till about 2020 was when I just like, I broke away from that. I stopped going to that church. Because like even that church with the whole racism and stuff, I was like, I didn't feel comfortable. And it was so weird, even in that church, it was slight racism still. Like I can't even pretend. That is so weird to me. But like 2020 was when I really grew up and figured out who I was without my parents. And I thought it was so hard trying to talk to them, because from a whole year not talking, and then me going to the protests, me getting arrested, me standing up for things, me being all these things, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to talk to them, because like they have not said a single word to me about Black Lives Matter. As having Black kids, they adopted me and my sister, plus then they adopted 2 more. So there's 4 of us. Actually, I forgot to say that. There's 4 of us. So like they haven't said a single thing about that. I didn't know where they stood. It was like, even with like political things, I know they weren't on the side that I picked. I didn't even pick a side, whatever, with the whole Trump and Biden thing. I didn't vote. I don't care. But like I know it sucks anyways. I don't give a fuck. But I didn't talk to them about that. And so when I first messaged them, like I didn't even tell them I got married. I didn't even tell him I was dating anyone. You know what I mean? Like that's it was so weird, and I was so heartbroken. I was so sad, and I was talking about it all the time. And like, my mom was like, just like, you should like message them. I'm like, it was just like a lot of people telling me like, just message them, blah blah blah. They found out I got married off of Facebook. Someone told them. And the fact that I got married after 4 months too, just like all of that was just so weird for me to tell my parents. And so my mom messaged me. She was like, hey, someone told us you got married, like congratulations. And she sent me like this whole thing. And I was like, because I was planning, I got my notes app out, and I was like rewriting things, figuring out a good text for them. And my mom messaged me. I was like, oh, shit. She messaged me first. So now I'm like, okay, I can go based off of what she said. So it was like it started that conversation. And they were like proud of me. And like they were happy for me, like whatever, and things like that. And then they met my husband. Then it's like, it was like a lot. And so now we've been there a couple of times. And so it's just so weird that I'm like, I did everything without them. That I felt like I found myself this past year without them and without a bunch of people. And then like my circle got so small, but like it was so good. And I finally figured out. In fact, I'm like, because Lamont, he was into like the Hebrew Israelites. I didn't know anything about that until I met him. I knew about Hebrew Israelites, but like I didn't know he was in depth with it. Like his whole family's all into that. And I didn't really know much about that. So we would talk about it all the time. We'd go to Shabbat, things like that. And so when I figured that part out, I started like learning more about myself, that I'm part of the 12th tribe. I'm originally from like Israel. Like I am literally, it's like a lot of things. I'm like, I found myself. It's not like I found myself. I'm never going to like stop searching for more, but like I found myself in the most authentic way possible so far. Yeah. And I did it by myself and with like a very few amount of people. And it's been so good. And like my parents, it's not as weird as I thought it was going to be. But I know that I guess I'm never going to be able to talk to them about certain things. And that's where like the boundaries of being an adult and then being an adult comes in. I'm not a child, but I'm still their kid, but I'm not a child. So like there's a boundary of like, we might not talk about this. We might not talk about this past 14 years we've been together, and we might not come from that. We might not be who I thought we were gonna be, but it's okay. I'm here, you're there, and you're still my parents. It's just like it's like a boundary, and I like that a lot. So, yeah.
It's amazing how you found your safe place amongst what many would consider chaos.
Yeah. I did not. I mean, I always knew with the whole protest, like, I knew I was like a leader in some way, but I didn't know what that was gonna be like. I didn't know I was going, like, he would have told me I was gonna get arrested multiple times, got beat up by cops, beat up cops. I don't even know. You know what I mean? I would not have thought, like, I would have found who I am, a leader in chaos. And like, it was, I don't know. I found a lot of myself at City Market and walking and protesting and stuff like that. But yeah, and it's crazy. It's crazy. But 2020 was definitely my year in, like, the fact that we had self-reflection. You have to stay at home without that whole stay at home thing, then protesting, then being like, I don't know, I'm like this force, like this amazing force that I'm just like, it's like I'm fine to brag about myself now because, like, I worked for it, I figured it out. Now I'm like super proud of it. So it's like, I don't know, I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for all the protests and all that, but, like, I don't know, it's great to be able to, like, have something to go off of finally.
In the mighty words of a great philosopher, you know it's real when you know. I might be butchering it. It's great to, you know it's real when you are who you think you are.
Yeah.
Drake. So,
I thought you were gonna say Drake. I agreed with you and all. I thought it was someone special.
Well, he's a philosopher of our day, but no, because you did people, a lot of people say that you manifested your life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will say that based off what you're saying, the things that you were saying when you were younger. You know what I'm saying? Your longing for always wanting to be free, not to be under anyone's thumb, to make your own decisions. You know what I'm saying? So you are a freedom fighter. You just fought for freedom for yourself first. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? And I want my daughter to hear your story one day. You know what I'm saying? So she can find strength in that. You know what I'm saying? Because not only are you a black woman, you're an African black woman, but you're not even just an African black woman. You're a Hebrew Israelite. You're coming from Israel. You're coming from a direct bloodline. Right. Okay. So I'll say it. I'll say it. You know what I'm saying? You got some God and goddesses bloodline in you. You know what I'm saying? So I say keep manifesting, keep moving forward, continue to grow and learn. You know what I'm saying? Because the minute a tree stops growing, it dies. Right. You know what I'm saying? So just keep pushing forward. Now you know what I'm gonna say. Go ahead and drop your tags for everybody.
Girl, they're already following me. That's all I gotta say.
Y'all heard what she said? Y'all heard what she said? Well, again, I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you bearing with us through some of the technical difficulties and whatnot. And you are always welcome here. You are always welcome here. Yeah. This is a safe place. Okay. So I'll tell your husband what's up. I see he out here. He made a very encouraging post for me today. I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed that. I enjoy that very well. Yes, the streets are right.
What did you post?
He said the streets are right. You know what I'm saying, about his video prices. The streets are saying that he only shoots video prices at a certain price.
I ain't playing around no more.
That's my boy.
The streets are talking and they're right.
Right, and they right. Hey, that was a very encouraging post for me, bro. You don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? This is my. Let me say this. None of my mans is on there. This is my favorite black couple in Rockford. You know what I'm saying? This is my favorite black couple in Rockford, man. Hey, I am the I. Hey, Lamont, go ahead and drop your tags, man. Let people know where they can find you at.
Instagram, LW Photography. Lamont Wedmore on Facebook. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's really all I do.
Hey, man. It's the black love for me. All right. All right, man. I am -X, and this has been the Great Conversation Podcast. And remember, you don't always have to agree to have a great conversation. Peace.
Bye. Thank you.
Peace out. Yep. Thank you. Boom.